Okay, welcome back to our Venetian plaster tips and tricks. And today I want to talk a little bit about distressed finishes. And here's a nice example of a distressed Marmorino Carrara finish that we do in our classes. Distressed finishes are funny. You know, in Europe they look at these in horror most of the time because they already have distressed finishes all over the place. Kind of the natural aging that we all love to look at in those nice books about Italy and France and all those kind of books. But here in the U.S., so they're always trying to fix that stuff and make it look new. Here in the U.S. we have these, you know, new houses, new sheetrock, new drywall, and we want to have this old world texture. So here, certainly in our market, these are very popular. Anyway, this is a sample board of a distressed finish, and you can see it has some nice, you know, variations, movement, and anyway, but I want to talk about scale. Now we'll have another lesson one of these days on actually how to apply this finish, but let's talk about scale because that's one of the biggest problems I see in a lot of people's work. If you take this finish, this is what you kind of need to do on a sample board to show the various movement and textures. But if you replicate and copy the scale of this finish, you're going to have a very busy finish on your wall. It's going to be too tight. So we actually have to expand our scale. So I'm just going to show you the actual hand activity that goes on when we're creating a little sample board like that. It's kind of tight. We're kind of working off our wrist, and we're blending our colors, and we're keeping our texture nice and tight, because if we work too expansively there wouldn't be anything left on the sample board. However, when we're working on a bigger area, like let's just say this wall here, we actually want to be working more from our shoulder and moving in a bigger range, because we don't want to create tight little activity. It doesn't work. The scale will be too small, and you'll have something that really just looks kind of like a modified knockdown texture or something, which isn't nearly as interesting as a nice, well-scaled, distressed finish. If you take a look over here, I'm too lazy to actually take this sample down. It's heavy. So let me just go up here and show you what I'm talking about. See, if you take a look at this board now, you can see that the scale is different. Actually, let me go get my sample board. You can see the texture of the sample board is similar, right? But see, we've opened it up. So in fact, the size of, you know, you might want to call this like negative space up here where there's no distressed, you know, real strong distressed areas. The size of that negative space is really expanded. So it's more, it works better with the expanded scale. See, this is almost like a miniature version. Okay? So don't forget that. That's very important. Your samples are really just a miniature version of the scale that you're going to be working on a big wall. And this is one of the biggest traps I see a lot of finishers get into. So don't forget to expand your scale. Okay, I hope that helped all you Venetian plaster and other finishers out there. And check back with us. We'll have some more tips and tricks online for you soon.